What's up, guys? It's QP, and I am going to bring you guys... you know what? I might actually just turn this into a series. Let's just call this series QP's Cockfights. This will be the first episode for Modern Warfare 3 anyways. Sometimes to me, some of the most exciting gameplay is the gameplay to where it comes down to the last minute. You know, you gotta make that clutch, that last second decision. And this was a game, just to kind of set the tone and set the premise. This was a game, I think this was our second or third match against these guys, and all of the games were hard fought from both sides. We did end up winning the first two. I'm not going to spoil the ending for this one, but I love games like this, you know, where it's a back and forth, it's a struggle for position, you're fighting to hold flags, you're fighting to capture flags. If you guys could not tell, what I'm doing right now is I am using one of my handy dandy lines of sight that I put up on my Q-Tips episode 2. And that link for that video will be in the description if you guys want to learn any of those lines of sight. I've got some pretty good ones for this map. A lot of them were kind of newer. A lot of people didn't know about them, so I'm pretty cool with that. But yeah, you know, games like this, these are the types of games to where you have to be patient. You have to swallow your pride. You have to know that you're not going to come out with a 10 KD. I don't know how that fucking nade didn't kill me, but goddamn shitter lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. Oh, my call out for this spot that I'm glitching right now is shitters. Recommend you use it. You know, these games, I mean, these are so much fun. This is the kind of stuff that brings me back to Call of Duty. Yeah, I love going in, and I love just completely dominating. But after a while, it gets kind of boring. You know, when you're steamrolling team after team after team after team, you just gotta switch it up a little bit. You know, you gotta find something different to do. This was one of those games. You know, I've been playing a lot of ground war just for the challenge, because 6v6 is just not as appealing as it once was. But you know, shit like this happens, and you know, we played this very smart. I think that we did a great job. I wish I would have recorded the in-game commentary on this gameplay, because the in-game commentary on this gameplay was amazing. You know, the communication lines that were open between myself and my team, where we were at, where the enemies were coming from, where their spawn was. We were paying attention to blinking flags. That is something that is a huge fucking oversight. A lot of times you won't hear that a flag is being taken. Usually when that happens is when some form of lethal kill streak or another form of kill streak or support streak is called in. Oh, real quick, while we're on that topic of discussion, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here for just a second in reference to specifically the support strike package. I am all for rewarding players that are playing the game objectively. I think that they should be able to earn certain things. They should be able to earn UAVs, counter UAVs. I don't even have a problem with them earning lethal stuff like stealth bombers. The EMPs, I'm okay with that. What I have a problem with is the fact, to me, it seems a little out of balance because of one reason. It never resets. I think that if it was to reset, if you were to go on a death streak, because honestly, with the death streaks, with the second man, dead man's hand, whatever in the fuck the atomic fart is called, Robert Bowling, that's what you should have called it. Not the dead man's hand, an atomic fart. That is a stupid fucking joke, but I'm okay with that. You know, Final Stand, the most of them people don't even use. Juice, that kinds of shit. Like, I use Juice just because I think the other stuff is cheap. But it needs to reset if people go on a death streak. It really truly does. you know, you're rewarding them enough by giving them a free kill in most instances. Maybe if it resets it, maybe let that kill count towards the next set, but it's got to reset. It needs to reset. That needs to be fixed, and it's need to been fixed for a long time. I've never really approached it too much because I've been trying to be as positive with this game as possible, but that is something that needs to be fixed. Okay. When you are in a position on any of these maps to where you are against an organized group of people, the biggest thing that you can do and the biggest tip that I can recommend is to communicate. You know, try and divvy up the team and divide the team into 2 sections. You know, 3 people go here, 3 people go there. It works out great. It gives you the ability to hold flags when you need to hold flags. It also gives you the ability, you know, maybe they try and overpower you on one side, and if you've got a strong player on each side of the map, as we did with this one, it can help you out a ton. So communication, and make sure the setups are there. This is not Call of Duty is not really as setup driven as, let's say, you know, Halo is, but at some point, you know, when you're playing against these guys that know what they're doing, setups are very, very important. You know, you got to control the power points, you got to control your engagements, but you also got to get on flag. The situation we're in right now, we were actually trying to decide whether we wanted to make a consolidated push towards A or a consolidated push towards C. And there was so much indecisive and so much chaos going on because these guys were just making a push at B. They wanted this flag, they wanted it bad, and they were going to do everything that they could to get it. So what did we do? We talked, made decisions. Sometimes they weren't the right ones. Maybe if we would have made the right decisions, you know, the game would not have been as close as it was. I end up out of position a lot. So rewatching this, there's kind of a lot of things that I'm learning as I see this. Like right here, like, you know, this is a glitch. This is a head glitch that I'm going to use. I mean, this is going to be something that's going to put us in a position to where we can either make an offensive push at B, or we can sit back and maybe try and defend it with a good nade spot like I just put in right there. Those types of things are crucial. You know, flanking on these maps, also crucial. You know, try and get behind them. If you know where they're coming from, push up behind them, like I'm doing right here. I knew that they were making an assertive effort to be. It all seemed to be coming from the center section of the map, so get around them, get behind them, and push their shit in a little bit. And this fucking recon drone, I actually really enjoy the recon drone. I think it's fun as hell. It's a point machine, and I love it. I love it to death. It's actually kind of fun to fly, too. I still have yet to get the luxury of actually driving an assault drone. I think I'm going to start running that because that just looks like a fucking trolling machine and will be a blast. So yeah, good stuff. The kit that I was using with this is I'm using the SCAR with holographic and silenced. I'm using my specialist package. I start my specialist package at all times with recon, hardline, and either dead silence or sit rep. Just depends on if I'm trying to get sit rep pro or not. I think that it's a really good setup because, you know, with the hardline, your assist will help you get those additional perks and will help you get to the spot to where, you know, maybe you couldn't have got there on your own. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have hardline. I was starting off with assassin. Hardline second. That's weird. I never do that. I must have made the change shortly after, but yeah, good stuff, guys. I really hope you guys appreciate this type of gameplay. If you guys want to see some more of this kind of stuff, I'll probably be doing a lot more lone wolfing, just because, like I said, I'm really interested in the challenge to try and keep from getting bored. So I'm going to be playing a lot of ground war. I have been playing a lot of ground war lately. It's actually been a blast. It's like it's a different level of chaos and a different level of fun that I'm having. So I'm just gonna try it. And that son of a bitch is using my head glitch. Nobody uses the QP head glitches. You guys can use the QP head glitches, but no, I don't want to play against anybody using the QP head glitches because they're pretty fucking dirty. So yeah, guys, a couple other things that I've got coming out for you guys. I'm going to continue with the Battlefield 3 live comms. I'm going to continue with the Skyrim Let's Play whenever I can find some time to do it. It's pretty chaotic right now with selling the house and trying to find a new house and that kind of stuff. I'm going to still trying to figure out how I'm going to put up videos. Oh, and this right here, this is a prime example of what I was talking about in my last video and one of the things that we're going to cover with Q-tips. Because I was able to take out a couple of those guys, I wasn't there for the B cap to get, or the B flag to happen, but I was there long enough and held enough people off of it long enough that my teammates, my friendlies, were going to do it. Now, we're still losing at this point, but we did get that second flag. So I'm going to worry, since there's nobody over here, that these guys, as smart as they are, they're going to push C, which they do. I didn't realize they were going to push it this hard, but I wait for just a minute so that they feel comfortable, and then I lay the QP smackdown on them and end the game with a triple kill on C to save the game. We went 200 to 198. That shit was clutch. Like or dislike this video, comment, and if you are new to my channel, push the subscribe button up in the top left hand corner. You will be appreciated. Talk to you later.
What's going on, guys? It's Toddly57, and I just wanted to welcome you to my channel. I'm more of a strategic kind of player. I love to win, but at the same time, I love those games where we get 40 plus kills. I love to make smart moves. I love to put my try-hard pants on. And then also, if you want to see more of these 8-for-1 stealth bombers, come check out my channel. I'm always up for a challenge. I love people to join and challenge my skill and to see new players. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all later.